Chương trình này được bảo trợ bởi
Family Joy, tổ ấm y tế của mọi gia đình, 714 898 0765.
Hi, welcome back to the OC Health and Education Show. I'm your host, Julia Yip. Today we have a great opportunity to celebrate, our heritage, but also to give thanks to all of our servicemen and women in the U.S. Armed Forces on the Memorial Day weekend. I want to continue to talk about your journey, Thien, about, what you've done in the community, how you help use your pageantry platform to not only remind every individual that they're beautiful, no matter what the facade looks like, but it's really about how much they can contribute to the community. I really want to thank you one more time for utilizing this platform to raise mental health awareness of your mental wellness, your family's mental wellness, and share that with our community, because sharing is the most difficult thing. But I want to not forget about talking about snow in Vietnam, because that's also a project that you've been working on, and that in a sense also addresses the generational trauma we're talking about. That Amy Lee was able to talk about her mother's journey, but also put it in a story that makes it enjoyable and maybe one day become a movie of sorts.
Yes. So she's a wonderful friend and a beautiful author. And she actually, I found out that she won 2022 Best Amazon Female Writer. Oh. And also, so I was very proud of her.
So one more time, the book name and the author.
Snow in Vietnam by Amy Lee. Yes, so it's incredible. And so her story about her mom and how they experienced through the fall of Saigon reminds me of my parents. So the after trauma, and I think it's important because when I work on that project with her, I told her that I have to find kind of like a connection with it, and I found it through the book, and it was a very emotional book, so I narrated it, and it's still an ongoing process, but yes.
Okay, well, tell me about what narrating it means. Like, what is it that you do, and how do you help tell the story and give life to the story?
So there are multiple characters in the book, like her sister, and her sister most kind of speak in Vietnamese, so I would change my voice and kind of get into the character. Like, I do my best as an actor. So I do have a voice acting experience, so I narrate that book for her, and basically I talk kind of like being in character as her mom, Thuyet, Snow, and I kind of get emotional at some parts of the book because it gets a little graphic. So kind of living the story of it and kind of reliving what my parents went through. So I'm very proud to help that and be a part of it. So.
Thien thấy là Thien chia sẻ với mình đó là Thien làm cái narrator cho cái cuốn sách Snow in Vietnam, written by chị Amy Lee. Mà cái cuốn sách đây á là nói tắt là về cái kinh nghiệm của gia đình của chị, về cái khó khăn trong cái Vietnam War. Mà điều lúc mà mình làm cái việc đây là cái narration. Trước nhất là you're an actress, so you can do that. You have that skill set, but also you have that history within your family. So tell me, how does that help you heal in your personal journey with the mental health and your family's difficulties and trauma from the war?
Yeah, it helped me heal because when I do projects like this, it helped me realize that this is the story I'm going to give to my future children. And I told my mom about it, and I said that I mong nước con, my future nước con không có xấu hổ gì mẹ, tại vì mẹ không có làm gì cho cộng đồng hết. That's what I think in my mind. That's what I think in my mind. So năm kia rồi đó thì em làm a magazine front cover for Việt Lifestyle magazine for Quốc Hận. It completely sold out, and the money proceeds go to small businesses from the pandemic, the issues from all the pandemic stuff. So this year I was like, I'm just going to focus on the book and talk about mental health because I think that's most important for me to focus on this year. So.
Thien nói đó là lúc mà Thien narrate cái cuốn sách đây là rất là mình xúc động, thì mình thấy là mình cũng thấy cái kinh nghiệm của gia đình, cái khó khăn của gia đình của em trong cái câu chuyện đây. Mà điều mình thấy đó là trước nhất á, thì có thể giúp Thiên An, tại mình thấy là you're not alone anymore. Không phải là một mình gia đình của mình có cái khó khăn đây, mà rất nhiều gia đình Việt Nam cũng có cái khó khăn giống như đó. Thì Julie cũng hy vọng mẹ của Thiên An có thời gian nghe cái câu chuyện đây ha. And then tại bây giờ hiện tại cuốn sách đây là tiếng Anh chứ không phải là tiếng Việt Nam, mà câu chuyện là về cái người Việt Nam của mình. Because I think that's very important as we talk about mental health and generational trauma. And for me, my personal is bridging the generational divide. So I really appreciate chị Amy for writing this book because it reminds us that we're not alone and that our family story is like our friend's story and our neighbor's story and other Vietnamese American story, very similar. And so I think we're also united in our trauma, but also united in our healing. And I think that's kind of what I would hope for your family, for your journey, and even our Vietnamese community. What is your wish for our Vietnamese community as we address these challenges head on?
That we continue to grow and expand and be stronger than ever. I think that I truly, truly hope that the next generation will give back to the community as well. So yes. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for giving back to the community. As you mentioned, you were able to grace the cover of a magazine, raise funds to help small business during the pandemic. I know that your mom is very proud of you. And as a friend, as a new friend, I'm so proud of you because, a lot of times when we work in our community, when we do something that's kind of a trailblazer, we feel a little lonely. And I think a lot of times I want to remind our audience that, if ever they feel lonely in their line of work, it's because it's a novel journey. But I think the hardest part, even in my struggle when I kind of want to maintain OC autism, is trying to make sure that people understand the value of our work, the value of why it's so important to keep on going. So many times, like I tell the community, I'm like, I want to walk away because it's so hard. And it's hard to get people to come on board with your train of thought and your novel idea to heal the world. But I think once we find the right people that sees our value, that values us and celebrate us and walk with us, I think we as a community will be so much stronger. So I just want to say thank you for being here and for helping our community. Julie cũng rất cảm ơn Thiên An để dành thời gian hôm nay lên đài nói về cái journey của Thiên An, mà thiệt ra cái journey của mỗi người Việt Nam của mình ở Hoa Kỳ, mình có rất nhiều cái khó khăn là mình là người Việt Biên, mà thiệt ra hiện tại là mình là proud Vietnamese American, mình là người Mỹ gốc Việt. How do you identify yourself as we close this program?
Vietnamese American, a strong girl. I'm born and raised in a small town of Arkansas, and I just want to say thank you for having me, Julie. You said a lot of things that really touched my heart. It is a lonely journey, very lonely, but there's rewarding to it, and there's also healing to it, and I get to meet people like you with like-minded. I'm not gonna cry on TV.
But that's the thing about it is, I think when we present the idea to the community, we feel kind of lonely. But as we meet each other and band together as sisters and brothers and countrymen, I think we know that we're not alone in this path. So thank you so much for all that you do and your heart and your passion.
Thank you.
And I'm proud to continue to follow your journey.
Thank you.
Julie, cảm ơn quý vị khán giả. Hôm nay Julie có thời gian nói chuyện với Thiên An. Thiên An hôm nay chia sẻ về cái việc rất quan trọng của Thiên An. Trước nhất là Thiên An là một người trẻ rất là thông minh, rất là có nhiều tài, đang học PhD in Transformative Study ở San Phan, mà thiệt ra cũng là một người thương cộng đồng Việt Nam của mình, với muốn giúp mà trẻ em với người Việt Nam của mình về cái khó khăn về sức khỏe tâm thần. Và tại tháng đây là tháng 5 là Asian Pacific Islander Heritage Month, Speech and Language Month for me and Mental Health Month. Một cái tháng Julie rất là thấy là quan trọng cho cộng đồng của mình. Julie muốn cảm ơn quý vị khán giả đã theo dõi chương trình, luôn luôn ủng hộ chương trình kiến thức y khoa gia đình và xã hội, mà cũng muốn nhắc quý vị là mỗi ngày quý vị thức dậy, quý vị phải hỏi quý vị là bữa nay mình có khỏe không? Không phải là cái sức khỏe mà về bề ngoài không, mà sức khỏe tâm thần của mình có sức đi làm, mình có sức giúp người khác không? Chừng nào quý vị mệt, có thể mình nghỉ một ngày đi. Because let's say sometimes mình có Super Bowl, mình nghỉ, mình không có feel bad, mình call in sick. Mà lúc mà mình có bị sức khỏe tâm thần, nhiều người Việt Nam của mình không có dám gọi vô nghỉ một ngày, thì Julie cũng khuyên quý vị ráng giữ sức khỏe tâm thần của quý vị. Julie cảm ơn quý vị khán giả, cô luôn luôn ủng hộ chương trình, luôn luôn chúc quý vị rất nhiều sức khỏe và hạnh phúc.